Good afternoon, everybody. When this is done, I think Joel mentioned that we're going to go out on the new building pad out back. I just came back from Ceres. It was pouring rain when I pulled onto the campus, and about 10 minutes ago, it looked like it had all cleared up. By the time we get out of here in 10 minutes, I have no idea what it's going to look like. We'll see. I am personally very excited to be part of the Built to Last campaign. Some of this goes back with me a long ways. My personal journey really with the building team started about 19 years ago. Now, all of you are thinking, okay, we got a building we're going to build now, and what does that have to do with 19 years ago? 19 years ago, I was challenged to be the chairman of the building team here, which is a group of volunteer guys that do everything that has to do with planning and execution of building, anything that requires a building permit on this campus. And so I was asked to chair that a long time ago. I am not a builder. Everybody else on the team was a builder, but I did have a passion for building things around here and seeing buildings used and athletic fields used and so forth over the years. And so I kind of got caught up in that and the love of being able to see this campus develop. And so over the last 19 years, our volunteer team is kind of a quiet team behind the scenes. Not so quiet today because I'm bringing them out. But in the last several years, this is what our building team has been charged with doing on the campus and what's kind of gotten accomplished. And most likely, these are things that you probably use, kind of take for granted that it's there and so forth. The building that's out back that's called the Good Sam building. Good Sam, maintenance, the library, storage, so forth, that was all built by the building team probably around 2004, 2005. We built Ohana Island over here for the littler kids. We built all of the campus playgrounds. We've remodeled this stage a couple of times during that time. We built Cafe Astoria coffee shop out there. And then all of the extending area beside the coffee shop where we have the doors that open and the seating and everything that extends out into the patio area was built by the building team. The Nook bookstore, the Welcome Center, and then all of the athletic fields and related amenities around the high school. So the baseball, football field, the snack bars, the lights, the bleachers, all the things that were necessary to equip the high school for the athletic facilities. And so the building team kind of behind the scene has been quietly doing things for a long time. But what we've been working on for a really long time is getting us prepared for this moment. And that is to say, hey, this building has been long overdue in coming, replacing those portable buildings and so forth. We're here now, and it's time to take this on. The capital campaign is the financial component to that. The building team has done the groundwork for a long time, and that building pad is ready to go. In fact, the building's been designed, and it was submitted to the city for approval 3 or 4 years ago, and we had to pull it back because of what happened during COVID. And so we've been kind of over ready for this for a long time. The campaign is about raising the capital now necessary to build that building. And this is what the capital campaign Built to Last is all about. It's going to be a defining moment for the people of Big Valley Grace Community Church. We've had some past defining moments, and I'm going to cover that in a minute, about how this has affected my wife's and my lives and really our kids' lives over the years. But for those of you that have been around Big Valley for a long time, we've been pointing to this day for the last 13 years. This is when we started to reshape all of the grounds around here, all the roadways, all the things that were alluded to inside of the video to get ready for this moment. If you're newer to Big Valley, you may look at this and say, hey, this is brand new to me. I don't have the history. I don't know. Why do this and why now? And so I'm going to give you 3 quick reasons why do this and why now, if it's not already clearly evident from what Joel has said. First of all, our 18,000 square feet of building space in the portables is long overdue. I was on the school board in the 1980s and 90s when those portables were put out here, and that can tell you how long ago temporary buildings were put out there to be used. So they've been out there a long time, they need to be replaced. Second thing is, as big as this campus is, we don't have dedicated space for ministry opportunities for ages 1st grade through high school. We have buildings and they use those buildings, but there's not dedicated space. Dedicated space changes ministry dynamics a lot. When we built Ohana Island, totally changed what we could do for the kids between 2 and 5 years old. The high school right now uses the venue, and it's a great building. But if you're a high school ministry, you want to be able to deck out your high school building and to be able to call it your own. Right now, the high school shares that venue building with just about everything else, including memorial services. So they could have a Sunday service in there, and Monday it's a memorial service venue. And so being able to deck that place out and to actually call it their own, not possible. And that's kind of typical of all of the ages through up through high school. So that's what this building is about, is to give them dedicated space to be able to have a better source of ministry, but also to obviously replace those buildings. The third thing is that it is urgent to get this done. The urgency might not seem so much about a building, it's the world we live in. The world we live in is presently hostile to Christians, hostile to Christianity, and particularly hostile to kids. If you notice what kids are being taught in this world, things that are not biblical, we have to be able to be preparing to get them to be able to live their lives and to understand who Jesus is in their lives and understand that they're going to be facing a world that's hostile to them, and they've got to be able to be equipped for it. It's our responsibility to get them equipped, and part of that is having the space and the dedicated space in this case to do that. And so I feel an urgency here for no other reason than we're going to send some kids out into the world, and we need to have them equipped. How can you participate? Participation, we would love to have 100% participation from everybody to be involved in making a commitment to the capital campaign. That would be great. But how you can participate over these next weeks is, first of all, be at all of our worship services the next 6 weeks as Joel was unfolding the messages that he's going to be talking about. It's really important to be part of the kind of the active campaign part of it over these next 6 weeks. Second thing is engage in a small group. If you're not in a small group, or you're not going to men's or women's or prime time or something, get involved in a small group, because there's going to be a little bit more than normal conversation regarding our capital campaign during that time as well. Third thing is, please pray about what your 2-year commitment's going to be. My wife and I are in the process of figuring out what we're going to do. We've had conversations for months. We're going to finalize that and be able to turn in our commitment card on March 4th or 5th. And be a part of the money that's going to be necessary to build the building. And then today, after the service, go out to the tables that are out in the foyer, pick up your packet, and then begin to pray for what your commitment might be. And then, weather permitting, head outside and see the building pad. We did mark out the building pads so that you can see the outline of the footprint of the building and where the rooms are going to be. Our team put up a bunch of signs so that you can kind of get a feel for what all those rooms would look like. And so take an idea to go out there. One of the things that I like inside the packet that you're going to see is this brochure. This brochure gives a history of Big Valley going back into the 1960s. And brings it current through what we're trying to do as a ministry here at Big Valley and where this building fits in. There's also a commitment card in there, and on the commitment card is a giving chart. Any campaign like this is going to need some larger lead gifts. We're hoping that some people will come forward with some larger lead gifts. But honestly, if we just got 100% participation from people, that would be good enough. God would honor that, I'm sure. So, campaigns can be exciting. This is when there's something new that we can be involved in. My wife and I have been at Big Valley since 1978. We came here in Friendship Sunday, 1978. We were invited by a couple friend, and we were new to the community. We didn't know anybody, and this became our home church. By the early 1980s, we bought the property here and began to develop this. And so the first major building campaign my wife and I were involved in is to build the building that you're sitting in. And so that was mid-1980s, and one of the things that I have a lot of personal gratification and satisfaction with is to look back and say, how many thousands upon thousands of people have been ministered to in the spaces that were built for us years ago. And so the goal here is to say, hey, we don't know when the Lord is coming back. If we rapture next week, none of this matters, all right? But if the Lord doesn't come back right away, we're in this for a while. We've got to be able to be equipped for the next generation, just like the past generations equipped us with the buildings that we enjoy. So that's really what the campaign is all about. And I just really hope that you kind of grab onto it and enjoy the ride. My wife and I have really had a lot of fun with these over the years and being able to commit to them and watch this place grow. So thank you for your attention this morning. And Bobby, I'm going to turn it back to you.